Chandrayaan-3 mission. It is carrying the hopes and dreams of 1.4 billion Indians to the moon, even as we await ISRO's ambitious attempt to land at the moon's south pole. Another milestone in the mission has taken place. In the most recent development, the second and final deboosting operation happened early morning today, and it has successfully reduced the LM orbit to 25 kilometers into 134 kilometers. It's interesting to note that this action positions the lander in an orbit where the closest point to the moon is a mere 30 kilometers, while the furthest point will be 100 kilometers. As our third moon mission takes yet another step, ISRO is inching closer to realizing its goal. We are now opening our call-in lines for our viewers to call in, share your perspective, your thoughts on this big feat, on our mission. Wish it all the best. Ask a question to our experts as well. Our phone lines are flashing there on your screen. We're going to be putting our numbers on the bottom there for you to call in. Let's please put out our numbers if we can. Yes, there they are on your screen. Let me also bring in Group Captain V.N. Jha, former Joint Director DRDO, into this discussion. Group Captain Jha, it's a big moment. The countdown has certainly begun. Just help explain why the second deboosting maneuver was crucial and how good it is that it happened successfully, I think, early morning today.
Oh, yes. Many congratulations to the entire nation and the ISRO for the second deboosting operations to happen successfully, very successfully. Of course, the lowering of the orbit has been slightly more than what we were expecting. We were expecting, as per the ISRO's own briefs earlier, that the final deboosting orbit will be around 30 into 100 kilometers. In place of that, the orbit right now is 25 into 134 kilometers. There is a very slight deviation on both perihelion as well as the apophelion. Perihelion is the closest place from the moon's surface. That was supposed to be 30 kilometers, but right now that is 25 kilometers. And the furthest point was supposed to be 100 kilometers. That is 134 kilometers right now. But nothing is lost. There is no problem in this because the moon surface doesn't have atmosphere. So whether the perihelion is at 25 kilometer or 30 kilometer makes no difference. There is no atmosphere to decay the velocity of the Chandrayaan. So no problem at all. And now with this operations early today morning, ISRO has completed its phase 6 maneuver. Phase 6 maneuver was this deboosting operations, and thereafter phase 7 starts. That is the pre-landing phase, into which now they will make several passes over the designated South Pole area. You know, they have chosen about 4 into 2.4 kilometers of the plane surface as it was viewed by Orbiter 2 over thousands of passes that it has made. And now that area will be looked into by Chandrayaan 3 very closely, from very close quarters of 25 kilometers in the passes that Chandrayaan 3 makes it over that. And so that ISRO will now come to know about exact the surface where it is going to land. And in that large, vast stretch of the area that it has chosen, now it will try to find out the safest place, which looks to be absolutely plain without any hitches. And then the entire trajectory of the landing phase from 25 kilometers down to the surface will be made. It will be practiced. The entire simulation will be done, and then that will be frozen and put into the software because that landing phase is automated. And we wish ISRO the very best of everything, that everything goes smoothly from here. Good day.
All right, let me quickly bring in Nirmala Rao, our first caller joining us from Bengaluru. Nirmala, please go ahead. Okay, I think we've lost Nirmala's connection there, but let me bring in K. Siddhartha as well, former ISRO scientist who is joining us on the broadcast. K. Siddhartha, how important was this second deboosting maneuver? K. Siddhartha, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're having trouble there with K. Siddhartha's connection. Let me go back to Group Captain Jha. Group Captain Jha, now, we're building up, of course, to the landing date, and our viewers, of course, who keep calling in, they have one big question: when is that moment going to come? So are we expecting it, of course, on the 23rd, as earlier anticipated? Group Captain Jha, around what time can it be expected?
Absolutely. Look, there is a sufficient cushion time for ISRO now. They have already achieved the final orbit of the Chandrayaan, the de-boosted orbit. And hereafter, it is only the second phase. The next phase is the landing that will be worked out. So they will not land before the sunrise over the place. In case if you feel that this is the moon, in this moon, ISRO has got a designated place of landing. That is 69° south and 32° east. So this is the place where the landing is going to be there, and they will try to land only after the sunrise happens, because sun will provide the energy to the computers and solar panel, and with that only it can subsequently work. So sunlight is absolutely vital. ISRO will not try to land it there before, because in the dark the crucial power will be lacking. So they will wait for the sunrise to happen, and the moment when sunrise happens at that area, thereafter that the final operations of the landing, they will put the Chandrayaan into the trajectory through which that 25 kilometers of the landing slope will be worked out, trajectory will be worked out, and it will go for a soft landing. But it will happen only after sunrise happens at that spot.
Winkum, okay, let me quickly also bring in another viewer now joining us. Kumar is calling in from Chennai. Kumar, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to, on behalf of all our community people, I wanted to wish Chandrayaan 3 all the best for a safe and comfortable landing. And we are all proud of ISRO, and we are all proud as Indians on this phenomenal feat achieved by our country. I wish more and more such successes in future. All the best. May God bless.
Thank you, Kumar, for joining us there from Chennai, sending your best wishes to the ISRO team and, of course, the mission for its success. Wing Commander Sudhakaran, CEO of QU Gates Technology, also joins us now. Wing Commander Sudhakaran, the nation, of course, praying for the final success of this mission as we build up to the 23rd. Your thoughts on how all the boxes so far have been tick-marked very successfully and prudently and punctually?
Yes, you are absolutely right. We are running this mission on copybook style. Everything has been functioning absolutely as per what has been planned and what has been announced. But, I would like to also bring to the attention to the audience one more important aspect that has happened. That's in the Russian Luna 25 mission, wherein they attempted some kind of maneuver yesterday, and it has faced an abnormal situation. While the spacecraft is still considered to be in a stable orbit and it is considered recoverable, and they are pretty much saying that the spacecraft will land in the moon as per whatever their initial plan was. But the latest announcements that they've made is that there has been an abnormal and exceptional situation on board, with the scientists still trying to figure out what has happened. So this is what can happen to a superpower which has had experience with the International Space Station, experience with having sent manned missions to moon. And that is where our Indian scientists, the meticulous nature of their planning with which they have executed this mission flawlessly, be it the Mangalyaan or now the Chandrayaan, that speaks about the talent that is there in the country, the commitment, the professionalism that is involved with spinning off such a machine and then pulling it off successfully. Yes, last time we did fail in the last step. But then this time it looks game, set and match to Team ISRO and Team India. And good luck for the Science of India to breach new frontiers. So I'm absolutely delighted and keeping my fingers crossed to see that Pragyan, landing and caressing the moon's surface and, sowing seeds of, joy, happiness, not only to the countrymen and also at the same time awakening the next generation of scientists from this country.
Yes, let me also quickly bring in now more viewers. Alok Tandon calling in from Uttarakhand. Alok, please go ahead. Alok Tandon from Uttarakhand, can you hear me? Okay, I think we've lost Alok's connection there. We have another viewer joining us from Andhra Pradesh. Govardhan calling in. Govardhan, please go ahead. Govardhan, please go ahead.
Okay.
Sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Best wishes, ISRO to NewsX channel. I wishes to all of Indians.
Okay, you want to send your best wishes to ISRO and all of India. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I just want to now, talk a bit about, what happens next, Group Captain Jha. So the second deboosting maneuver gone off successfully today. What happens next? What else needs to be done in the next 24 to 48 hours before the landing?
Well, deboosting was phase 6, as we mentioned, because the entire operation from the launch till the proper functioning and doing the tests and trials, experiments at the lunar surface has been divided by ISRO into 10 phases, out of which first phase was the launch and induction into the Earth's parking orbit, and the last phase, phase 10, is when the Chandrayaan 3, that's lander, is on the surface of the moon, and the rover comes out of it, and rover performs the experiments that it is supposed to be doing, and those operations are being tracked by ISRO. That is the phase 10 of the operation. So out of these 10 phases, we have finished the deboosting, that was phase 6, and the phase 7 starts now, that is the pre-landing phase. In the pre-landing phase, what ISRO will do is, now the final path is known to ISRO, that it is 134 into 25 kilometers. Now the final trajectory of the lander will be from 25 kilometers and not from the 30 kilometers as we were expecting earlier, because now this is the final path, final orbit of the Chandrayaan 3. 25 kilometers is the closest point from the surface of the moon. We call it perihelion, and from the perihelion, that trajectory slope will be worked out to the landing spot. And also in this pre-launch phase, every time that the Chandrayaan makes a pass over that area, South Pole area where it is going to land, it will be taking a high resolution snap, a photograph of those areas every time that it makes the pass. And at this altitude, what right now Chandrayaan 3 is, it will be making pass almost about every 100 minutes. So, every pass gives the photograph to the ISRO team, and with that photograph, they will work out over that vast area. Right now, the area that ISRO has chosen is about 4 kilometers into 2.4 kilometers. Out of those area, Chandrayaan 3 legs, the lander legs, is just about 2 meters stretch. So they will now try to take one spot which is about, say, 50 square meters or 500 square meters, which is absolutely plain looking, because last moment surprises do come. What looks from that altitude to be absolutely plain may not be plain, when you reach there. So with those possibilities, the entire trajectory will be made, that slope will be accordingly made from the 25 kilometers to the surface landing. And at the surface landing, when the Chandrayaan 3 is very close to the surface, again, there is a camera fitted to the legs, almost onto the legs. And that will take a snap that will give Chandrayaan itself the feedback, because it is entire process is computerized. So it will give a feedback whether it is the plane or not. If it is plane,
Yes.
it will land there slowly. If it is not, then it will maneuver itself in and around wherever it finds the plane. Uday.
Okay, let me bring in more viewers now joining us. We have, remember, viewers, open it out to you to also call in and share your thoughts on the Chandrayaan mission's progress and wish our scientists all the very best. You can see our numbers flashing on the bottom of your screens. Call us. We're taking your calls live. Avram, joining us from Jammu Kashmir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very proud moment for us. I'm from Kashmir, and my name's Avran. It's a very proud moment for every Indian that this mission has been taken very progressively and accurate, and perfection was there. It's a proud moment for ISRO also, and I congratulate ISRO, and even I'm proud to be Indian that such a great moment is happening, Chandrayaan 3.
Thank you so much, Avram Vani, joining us from Jammu and Kashmir there. Shilpa now calling in from Noida. Shilpa, go ahead.
Hello, this is Tripa. I'm from Noida. So I would like to give my best wishes to the entire Chandrayaan 3 team and hope that we do a successful landing.
Kripa, joining us from Noida there, sending your best wishes to ISRO as well. Let me bring in Wing Commander Sudhakaran once again. Wing Commander Sudhakaran, now after the second deboosting maneuver today, how far is Chandrayaan from the moon? What is the distance that right now it has to the moon's surface?
So when we say that its orbit is around 25 kilometers to 134 kilometers elliptical orbit, I think Group Captain Dr. V.N. Jha has very clearly and categorically spelled out the various phases. So when we say it is 25 kilometers, that is the slant height that we are talking about. So if you look at the exact height from which it has to move, it will be anywhere between 18 and 25 kilometers, depending on what is the orbit that it has been reduced to and consistently. What we'll have to understand is, as the orbit reduces in such a case, there will be tremendous effect of gravity, which means that the rate of descent, while we would like to control it at a certain place, and there are 4 retro rockets placed to reduce the speed. I think it's around 4,800 newtons or something to that effect. But then it is still easier said than done, because these are mechanical things which need to control that rate of descent. So it will be very difficult to control that, but that is what ISRO has simulated and practiced on ground, and they probably know the parameters pretty well. Like what he rightly said, that after every 100 meters, the photographs that are going to be taken, and then the parameters that are going to know, that will decide of how much the rockets will fire, and then it will decrease or increase the rate of descent.
Yes.
Based on that. And the second important thing is, the lander is going to be landing in a region that has not been explored before, which means we can also expect unexpected obstacles, which probably cannot be simulated in a ground situation. So these are the challenges that we are going to immediately face in the next couple of days or 3 days as we...
Okay. Let me bring in another viewer, KK Bakshi, calling us from Gwalior. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
KK Bakshi. I am from Gwalior.
Yes, sir.
At the very outset, I would like to congratulate ISRO for their spectacular success. And I have one particular question to ask from the panelists. Is there any further maneuvering needed now, and is it going to be 100% successful soft landing? Are we going to have any further maneuvering now?
Just repeat your question, sir.
Is there going to be any further maneuvering now to be done? And will there be any other tests carried out before it will be finally soft landing there on the surface of the moon on 23rd of August, 5:45 p.m.? That is what is clear.
Okay, that's a good question. Let's take that to Wing Commander Sudhakaran. Wing Commander Sudhakaran, any further tests, any further maneuvers need to be successfully navigated and are we still looking at a soft landing?
The tilting the lander is still the biggest challenge because it, as I can given to understand, it is still not in a fully vertical orbit because it has to land absolutely vertical to the landing surface that it intends to land, and that is the most trickiest of challenge. So this will be achieved over a period of time as the orbit is reduced. It is not tilted from this 90° to 0° plane. So that is going to be very, very significant. That is one. And the second is that we may encounter, as I already told, that the effect of gravity that could, while we have done everything copybook style, we will still need to see how it performs in real time. So there could be some unexpected challenges there, but I'm pretty sure that ISRO would have taken care of that. And I think Dr. Biyanja is here to make another point.
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, Wing Commander Sudhakaran, for joining us with that answer for KK Bakshi's question. KK Bakshi, I hope that answered your question. Thank you for joining us. Let me bring in Anil Kumar now from Bengaluru. Anil, please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning all. I think this is all a very proud moment for all Indians. We all successfully, crossed the stages, successfully maneuvering. Now we are looking for the smooth and soft landing at the moon. It will be a proud moment for all of us. All the best for ISRO and all the team.
Thank you, Anil, for joining us there with your wishes for Team ISRO. Let me also bring in Shashikant Verma now from Noida. Shashikant, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Shashikant, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm from Noida.
Yes.
Sir, firstly I want to congratulate to ISRO and our scientists that they have done a very grateful mission succeeded. Okay, sir.
Okay.
And one question I want to ask.
Yes, please ask.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Please ask your question.
Sir, I want to ask that is there any chances, is there any chances that we will get water quantity there or any other electrons? Yes.
Okay. What are we hoping to find there? Water, electrons? Are there any chances of that? Is Shashikant's question? You want to answer that, Group Captain Jha?
Oh, yes. I would like to answer both the queries. Even the earlier queries when he had asked whether there is any further maneuver. May I just answer that also briefly? There are two maneuvers right now on board. One is that right now it is on the polar orbit. Whatever is the given what Vinko Sudhakaran has mentioned. In that, now final trimming of the passes will be made. The stretch is 4 kilometers into 2.4 kilometers. That is the landing spot. Now the craft will maneuver itself into absolutely over that area. That small trimming operation is required to be there. And secondly, very important that he mentioned that the spacecraft have to be into an order. If these are the 4 legs, as it is coming on the slope, the nozzle of the engine motor has to be, in a way that when it fires, it will decelerate. So that orientation of the craft will be maintained till the time it comes very close to the landing spot, when it will be made absolutely vertical, and on that vertical it will come down slowly at a vertical speed, as mentioned there. Secondly, what he asked the question of any electron or particles. Well, lander has got one equipment called Rambha LP. This Rambha LP will take any electron, any free particles of the molecules that is vagabondly moving around the surface of the moon, that will be detected by it, and it will be that information will be sent to the ISRO. That these are the particles which are in the environment. There is no atmosphere, of course. They are in the environment. That will be detected.
So we can get to know and determine that, and we hope to do that successfully very, very soon. Thank you, Group Captain Jha, for answering our viewers' questions there. Anita, now joining us from Pune. Anita, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Anita.
Suprabhat to all of you, and it's a very proud moment. I wish Team ISRO all the best, and I want to see the Tiranga flying high on the moon. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.